So this is week 4, CIS 1103, Introduction to Networking. What is a computer network? We just discussed this before the break. Computer network is a collection of computers and devices or end devices that are connected together by cable, wireless, Wi-Fi, okay, to transmit data through transmission media. Transmission media like your cable or Wi-Fi or satellite. Protocols control how data is transmitted across the network. These are called network protocols. We can have a small network, like 2 computers connected by a cable and like maybe a printer at home. Or you can have thousands of computers connected to each other. And we can have the largest network in the world. Which one? The mother of all networks? Internet. Okay? It's made up of billions of computers and devices. To the network, we can connect computers, printers, devices, scanners, cameras, CCTV cameras, things like that, okay? And even mobiles. The most common protocol is TCP/IP, and we will study it also. The common network components, okay? These are comprised or making your computer network infrastructure. And we have 3 categories. End devices, like what? Give me example. Laptop, PC, telephone, printer. We have intermediate devices like routers, switches, access points, okay? And then we have the cable, the network media, which can be cable, fiber optic, copper, okay? These are the different types of cables you see here. We have WAN media cable. This is the symbol. We have LAN media and we have wireless. This is the symbol in packet tracer, by the way. End devices can be computers, network printers, security cameras, mobile devices, okay? How do you connect the computer to the network? Using which card? Network card. Very good. NIC, Network Interface Card. Okay? Network Interface Card. Like this one. Some computers now, they have this built in. You don't see the card, right? It's just you see the connection, the connector, because it's built in the motherboard. Intermediate devices interconnect end devices together. So they provide connectivity and work behind the scenes to ensure that data flows across the network. Intermediary devices connect the individual host to the network and can connect multiple individual networks to form the internetwork. The most common devices are switches, routers, modem. WAP stands for? WAP is what? Wireless access point. Wireless access point. See this device there? Here on the roof, on the ceiling. Okay, or NIC also. Even the NIC card is intermediary device and others. And these are the symbols. You need to know that these symbols, okay? You need to know the symbols, these symbols. So we have a switch. Switch is a device that connects computers in a network and forwards data frame over the network to the corresponding device. And they connect computers in the local area network. Router is a device that manages the traffic between 2 or more local area networks. If I want to go between two networks together, connect them, I need to go through a router. It's like the door, the gate, the gateway. You are inside the local area network, you need the switch. You want to go outside to other networks, to the internet, you need firewall for your network or gateway. We have also wireless access point. It allows a Wi-Fi compliant device to connect to a wired network. Okay, so you look here, we have switch. We have a switch connecting computers in the LAN in this network. I have another network here. The devices are connected with the switch. But this network, to connect with another network, they need to go through the gateway or the router. Any questions? Network media, transmission media or communication links is the medium through which the data is transmitted. We have physical or wired and wireless media. There are the two types of communication links available on the network. Okay. We have wireless media and we have wired. Wired can be for LAN or WAN, but this is the symbol. Network models. We have topology, and there are two types of topology. Topology and like diagram, how the design. We have physical topology. Physical topology, like this one here on the left, refers to a network's hardware and how computers and other devices and cables work together to form the physical network. Usually in the physical network, if you look here, physical topology, look here, you will find some information about the building itself, the physical location. So here we have admin office, classroom, classroom 1, okay, maybe first floor, second floor. So this is physical topology. The logical topology mostly refers to how software controls access to network resources, including how users and software initially gain access to the network. So here you will have IP addresses. Look here. We have IP addresses. We have connection. Does it tell you in which room, which building? No. You are given the IP address. Here we are not given the IP address. Look here, no IP address. We have names. Okay. So this is important to know the difference between them. Any questions? Okay, now we have different types of network models. We have peer-to-peer network model. Peer-to-peer, this is the oldest one and the simplest. Peer-to-peer, the operating system of each computer on the network is responsible for controlling access to its resource without centralized control. I'll give you an example. At home, you have your computer. You purchase the printer. The printer is connected to your laptop. But another member of your family, they can share. If you allow them to share your printer, they can print, right? Through your. This is a small network. It's called peer-to-peer network. So you have your own laptop, your own operating system. The other person has his own laptop or her own laptop and operating system. But still you can share. But is there a proper control, secure control? No. And if you have like 20 computers connected to that small network, it will not be practical or efficient to have peer-to-peer network on. Okay. So here examples of operating systems on a peer-to-peer. This is the operating system of the peer-to-peer device. We have Windows, Linux, Mac OS and desktop and laptop, Mac OS. Okay, or you can have on your mobile iOS, Android. It is a client, right? Here it is. You see, this computer is sharing the scanner with other computers. Here we cannot tell who is the server, who is the client. Everybody is similar. But it is cheap. I'm not buying a new software. I have one device, I can share.
Buy a router. Like you don't need the router.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need other devices. You don't need a server also. These are the advantages, what I have just told you now, so please have a look at them. And these are the disadvantages. This is what we have just discussed, but I'd like that you read them so that you can absorb and not forget them, please. Take your time, no problem. Why your keyboard is different? It is like that, or you put something? Ah, okay, nice. Okay. So peer-to-peer is not practical if you have more than few computers. For big networks, medium networks is not enough. It will be very slow, it will crash. But what are the advantages? I think this is repeated. So just let me know, tell you. Is it cheap or expensive?
Cheap.
Hard or easy to install? Easy. You just share the device. Okay? But you cannot have full control. The other model or the more professional one is client server. Here I have dedicated server and I have clients connected to the server. Examples of servers are email server, which are used to run email server software. We have web server, it will run web server software. And you have file server, it will have central location for the files. Clients then can access the files on the file server. Okay. What are the advantages of client servers? This is the opposite. The advantages is you have central location, right? Central control. Everybody's username, password can be controlled from the server. Okay? You can centrally also share devices. And if I have a printer, I can control who can access it from the server or as an administrator. Okay. Also, it is easier to troubleshoot your network if there is any problem. The last and but not least is it is more scalable. If my network grow, my server grow. I have no problem. The disadvantages is you will need specialized network operating system for the server. Of course, the server is expensive. You need to purchase it. You will need also administrator. So you need a specialist staff, administrator, engineer, okay, network administrator to manage your network. If any part of the network fails, a lot of disruption can occur. The problem is, if the server is down, imagine your file server is down, what will happen? Yeah, nobody will be able. Of course, there are other solutions. You can have a backup server, right? So network types, we have models, types, topology. Network types are local area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network. The main differentiation between them is the area of coverage. This is the local area network. It covers small geographical area, okay, such as home, school, lab, building. Each computer or device on the network called a node, okay? We can have also a wireless LAN. LAN is controlled by you or by the company. Itisalat, they have nothing to do with your LAN. Itisalat has nothing to do with our computers here, right? The telecom company, if wire is not connected to the network or switch, we have full control. What are the hardware in the LAN? We have switch. We already mentioned, I told you, in the LAN you will have switch. You will need switch. You have also network card. The physical topology is called star. So because you have the switch in the middle and all devices are connected to the switch. It looks like a star. If I have more floors, I can have switch in each floor, and these switches connected to each other with a cable or connection. We call it backbone. Like this. Here we have how many switches? 3. And this yellow cable is backbone cable. Okay. Each device should have an NIC card. What is a backbone? Is a central conduit that connects the segments of a network. Conduit is like cable, pipe. Okay. What are the hardwares also in the router, in the LAN? We can have a router. It is a device that manages the traffic between 2 or more networks. Routers can be used in a small home network to connect the home to the internet. This network is called SOHO. SOHO stands for what? Small office, home office. Also, we have more expensive routers. They are called industrial grade. Can have several network ports. One for each network it connects to. Difference between routers and switch. A router is like a gateway. We just talked about it, okay? A switch belongs to its local network, and usually a router is much, much more expensive than switch. There are routers that are in thousands of dollars, okay, in price, okay? In this diagram here, we have a home router, okay? I like to cover these diagrams, you know. Here we have a combo device. Combo device is meaning it's acting like a switch and router together. All right? That's why they call it a combo device. So here, router can be used in a small home network to connect the home LAN to the internet. Because at your home, you don't want to buy switch and buy router and configure them all. Okay? Metropolitan area is a high-speed network that connects local area network in a metropolitan area. Metropolitan yani city area, okay, town, okay, and handles the bulk of communication activity across the region. Usually a MAN include one or more LANs, but covers a small geographical area than one. يعني في عندنا LAN, MAN, WAN. WAN is the biggest geographical area between countries, maybe. Okay. This is the WAN. So it covers countries, the world. WAN, you will need help and support from the telecom company. or ISP, Internet Service Provider. So you will need help. You will need someone to manage some part of it. Okay? The internet is the world's largest one. Now, we need to cover this important part because part of your work, you need to learn about using the safety, following the safety procedures. And by the way, don't touch any of the devices here without permission, without talking to our lab technician, Mr. Shinju. If you want to learn about any of the cabling, anything, talk to him. All right? And these are the safety procedures and policies. We call them emergency procedures. There is fire suppression system. Okay. You should have it also in your data center. It should have emergency alert, portable fire extinguishers, emergency power off switch. Okay. You need to know, does the security system allow access during a failure? We call this fail open, or deny access during the failure, fail close. Yani if something wrong happened, it will block access. This is called fail close. Yani if there is a failure, if there is a fire, there is something, it will close. Another system, if there is a problem, it will open. So people will run out. That one is called fail open. So you need to know. Understood? And imagine you are in a building and something happened. You are alone working like long hours, 8 p.m. Something happened. You are sitting in the data center, maybe in the 70th floor, 77th floor, or 75th floor, and something happened. And that door for the data center is fail close. And then it will close on you. And so you have to know. You have to know these things, all right? Safety is number one. SDS, safety data sheet, you have to read it. Explains how to properly handle substances. If you have some chemicals in the lab, you need to know how to handle them. You need to learn about identification, first aid measures, firefighting measures, accidental release measures, and so on. Any questions? Safety procedures and policies. Electrical and tool safety is generally regulated by OSHA. OSHA stands for Occupational Safety and Health Administration. They give guidelines when using power tools, like, for example, wear PPE, personal protective equipment, whenever it's needed, or maybe wear lab coat. Keep all tools in good condition and storage. Use the right tool for the job. If I need flat screwdriver, I use flat screwdriver. Okay, wrist pad, I should wear it. Watch out for trip hazards, anything in the way. Before touching a component, make sure you are grounded. Wearing an ESD. ESD stands for electrostatic discharge. Okay, around your wrist, that clips into the chassis or computer case. Touching the case before touching any equipped component inside the case. Storing a component inside an anti-static bag. If I want to store a component, I need to put it in a special bag, not any plastic bag or cloth bag, no, anti-static. Otherwise, it will damage the card. Okay. In addition, to protect against ESD, always shut down and unplug a computer before working inside it. Always. You want to work inside the computer, shut it down, disconnect from power. These are the references. Now let me answer if you have any questions.